What's up, it's Louis Say with your legs media, and thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel because we're gonna just keep bringing you stuff. We got so much more stuff to bring you. So we're going to bring you right now the Giro Generation Next. And my goodness, that was a humdinger of a battle from beginning to end. 4 different lead changes, and it was just super exciting. It's good to see some of the kids that you see in the Giro Next Generation. They actually ride for some of the pro teams, so they get introduced to the pro teams, but they're still under 23, so they get to come back and do the under 23 baby Giro, which makes for an exciting race. And then you get the kids who don't ride for the major teams, that the unvetted talent that just comes through and shines through, and it's good to see. And we're going to get to see one or two of those kids. But like I said, hit the like button, please subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this. So stage one was a prologue. The opening stage was a prologue, and that was won by this young man. His name is Matthias Schwarzenbacher. He's German, and he just basically surprised everybody, even his teammates the UEA teammates. He wasn't the one that was tipped to win the stage or be favored for the stage. So, but he did win the opening stage, and it was a big look for for him and his team UAE. So it was massive. It was good. So that's what I'm saying. You see kids that well, they're not kids. These are young men that normally you can't tell what they're going to do from one day to the next, because as each youngster's body matures, that's where their strength lies. So if they're still growing, they're still getting stronger. So you get some like unpredictable results, which is what makes watching the Giro Next Gen so exciting. Stage two, on into stage two, was won by Jonathan Varin. And basically, it's a big debate because they don't use any radios or anything in the races. And a lot of people are saying he basically won because the pack didn't have any idea how far away he was, or how much work they had to put in. But the crazy thing is they get chalkboard readings, so they knew what the gap was, and as the gap opens up, the motorcycle rider rides back and constantly keeps them updated, maybe every 1 to 2 minutes. But he was out there for like some 30 kilometers, and the peloton actually got him within sight to 28 seconds, and he rode it back out to 54 seconds. 54 seconds. I think it was the gap was a bit larger than that. But the crazy thing is, what I like and about not having radios, it allows the youngsters to use their intuition. It allows them to develop skills, and not relying on just the yes, because if something's happening around you, and someone's in the car, they can't see what's happening around you immediately and stuff, and you need to be able to take stock, take account of what's going on. And this is hopefully it's a lesson learned. And I think that they probably should do the same for the pro races. But someone said that they have an idea inside of the pro races of what they might do, is basically not really allow communication to the riders directly from the DSs, but have a central radio, like the commissar has a radio. And what he would do is that he puts out a broadcast, so it'll be like the chalkboard but digital, and a lot more efficient, and reliable, so everyone's getting the thing. So everyone will still have their radios, and it will only be like the breakaway 2 minutes, the breakaway 2 minutes 30, the breakaway now down to 201, the breakaway 158. So everyone will get that information, and all the riders will get that information, which is like being able to see the chalkboard, but you just get it in the air. So if you're in the back of the peloton and you know that someone, and you know who the riders are. So that way, all of the it still allows the riders to, think on their feet. They have to think, they have to be thoughtful. So they'll have a discussion on the bus or briefing before the race, and then they have to pay attention and follow through. So that's just my little bit on sorry, that's just my little bit on race radios. I really think that the racing will be a whole lot better, a lot more unpredictable and challenging if they took out the you know I feel like it's handicapping the riders. But anyway, let's get into stage three. Who won stage three? Stage three was won by last year's winner, Jano Wieder. And it was a mountain stage, and him and the Visma Lisa rider, the rider who won stage 8, they basically were able to go away from everyone else and basically and then you had a new rider named Jacob Umzo who eventually they actually dropped the Visma Lisa rider bike who was his name was Jorgen and he was favored to challenge Yano, but he faded and then it was his Yano and Yano won by 7 seconds over Jacob Umzo. So then on to stage 4, Seth Dunworthy and and Seth Dunworthy, I was saying Seth Dunworthy, he he got in the breakaway. And the crazy thing, I'm watching the commentator, and the commentator's like saying who's going to win and stuff, and not really. I guess because he hadn't followed these some of these riders like I did last year. Like I was going to the junior races, so I got to know some of the junior races. And once I saw him in that breakaway, and I saw everyone who he was in the break with, I said he's winning this hands down. There's no one coming close to him. It's no one's touching him. He's gonna win this sprint. It's just gonna be like taking candy from a baby. And we got a chance to catch up with him last year at the E3 Saxo Classic for the under 19, which he won. So let's just run this and let's hear from the young man from then.
I didn't expect it. My legs didn't feel good at the start, the first half. I actually got distance on the Paterberg and out of Quamont with bad positioning, my own fault, but kept digging in, and then got back in.
So how'd you get back in? What'd you have to do to get back in?
It was just in the waves, in the gutter, head down, full gas. But I got back in the bunch, and the team wanted the sprints for me. I didn't 100% believe in myself, but the boys were adamant they wanted for me for the sprint. And
so there it is. That is Seth, and he's the winner of stage 4. Got in the breakaway and excellent work, and he just like he's just a strong kid. This kid is going to be one of these sprinters to look out for in the future. Not just a sprinter. I think he's going to be one of those riders for Roubaix, for the harder races, in the classics as well. So hear me now, right now. You heard it first here. Say it with your legs, media. Seth Dunworthy. Remember this name. Please remember this name. This kid is going to be, it's going to be something. On the stage 5, then it was stage 5 was won by Adam Rafferty. And then what makes this stage win so good, so cool, is that Seth is Irish, Adam is Irish, and they had 2 Irish winners back to back. So that was like, so Ireland is just over the moon. Go to the Baby Giro, one of the biggest races for the under 23s. The next big race will be the Tour de l'Avenir, which is basically the baby Tour de France or the junior under 23s for the Tour de France for the under 23s. So that would be the next big one. So, but you get 2 Irish riders and probably one of the biggest races for the under 23s to win back-to-back stages. So, and he was with the group and he sneaked away. He attacked on the I think it was a little bit on the uphill, but he attacked and he just was able to get away, and he only won by a few seconds. But the group that he was with was like they were, they do the watching thing, who's gonna go, and he attacked twice, and in the second time he attacked, it worked and it stuck, and he won the stage. Then stage 6, we went to Filippo Agostastio. Filippo Agostastio. So what's special about Philippe is that he kept the Italians in the picture, in the game. So he was the first and only Italian to win a stage. The Giro Next Gen is an Italian race. So, and they have the majority of riders in the field is made up mostly of Italian teams and Italian riders. So to get a win from and he isn't on one of the big world tour teams or even the pro tour teams. He's on more of our continental team, which is a smaller team. So for him and his team to get this stage win was massive. He's very popular in cyclocross as well, but for him to get this win on stage 6 was massive. So Filippo Agostastio. It came out a little slow, but it came out. Then stage 7, just before the penultimate stage, you have Pavel Novak He was in the main group, and there was a breakaway, and it was about like 40K to go, and he bridged over to the breakaway. And his whole goal was he was trying to not just win the stage, but actually get the leader's jersey. And he missed the leader's jersey by 11 seconds. He got away, and then just as he looked like he was in the lead, and he was like, in the virtual lead on the road, the group started to attack, the climb, and attack one another. And basically, when they start doing that, then the time's going to come down quick, because those constant attacks going to bring down the climb. And Luke, his name is Luke Tuckwell. Luke Tuckwell had gone into the jersey 2 days before, because of some, I even forgot to mention, but he went into the leader's jersey. So the jersey changed from like Jono. He had something went wrong. He had an accident or crash or something, and he was no, sorry, that was the next day. But the day before that, there was a group that went away, and Luke Tuckwell was the best position on GC. And then by the time they started to chase, it was too late, and Yana Ward lost his leader's jersey. Then on the next stage, the stage before this, that'll be stage 6. Was it stage 6? Stage 6? No, stage 7. Let's go to stage 7. Stage 7, Wood, he was in the Mountains jersey, so he had the leader's jersey, and it was looking like he's going to do well and win that competition. But then he had a crash, and then he would not start stage 8. But Pavel Novak was really looking to do a thing and try to get that leader's jersey, but he was unable to. And the best he was able to do was like he was over 2 minutes behind, but at the end of the day, he finished 11 seconds down, not in the leader's jersey. And his Luke from Australia, Tuckwell, I was really rooting for him, and I wanted him to win. He was able to, hold on. He got dropped by Jorgen Umzel and a couple other riders, but he was able to hold on and finish within the gap. He had a minute and 30 something, and he was able to finish within that minute between him and Pavel. So he held on to the leader's jersey. So that was good to see. And then we go to stage 8, and then let's have a look at stage 8. We're gonna just run some, and I'm gonna talk through what happened in stage 8. So you see who the winner was on stage 8, but on this on okay, as we can see, they're on like sort of the last one of the last climb. It was a little loop that they had to do twice, and I believe it was a 3-kilometer climb, but it was really steep, really hard. The pavement was bad, and then they had to do a small, like it's half a kilometer climb, and that climb was cobbled, and I pitched up to like 13 and 14%. So both climbs in the finishing circuit were really hard and really steep. So here you see the pink jersey is there. Luke Tuckwell is in. Jorgen is there. Umzel is there. Who else is there? And Pavel's there. So all of the main players are there. The only person who wasn't there from the top 10 was Albert Philipsen, and he's sort of a sprinter type. He's more of a all-round. He's a bit heavier and stronger. So I really wasn't expecting him to be there. So, but this is what it was looking like. It was 12 kilometers to go, and they are on the big climb for the first time. And this is where basically they just got rid of everybody. A couple of the Red Bull Hansgrove guys were able to stay with Tuckwell, and then as they got to the bottom, it allowed them to keep the speed up so that he wouldn't get attacked. So this is, as you can see, his teammate is just off the back, and his teammate is actually going to connect just as they get. But Luke rode really well and stayed in contact right on. But now we'll fast forward to the last lap, and this is where Jorgen and Umzel actually get Luke and Pavel. And this is basically where the race got lost, just at that little spot right there. So we get just right here. The cameras are going to go. They had horrible, basically they didn't have the helicopters doing everything. I think it's like microwave or something from the bikes. Microwave satellite and stuff. So if the trees are there, then it blocks the signal. So right at this point, this is at the point where you see to the left, you see Jorgen and Umzel, they're looking at Pavel and they're about to attack. And when I believe Jorgen attacks and Umzel follows, and Luke and Pavel weren't able to follow. So, and this is what happened. You had this gap, and they go over the top, probably some 10 seconds ahead of Pavel and Luke. And at this point, I was like, "Come on, man, come on!" You know, I just think that Luke really he had it in him to close it down, but I don't think he like it's one of those things that you learn. It's like, dude, you can't really measure the effort. You just got to, put it all on the table. This is your day to win. So as you can see, Amzel and Yagin is really working well together. So and they will get to the finish, and Jürgen wanted that stage so bad. So they finished 17 seconds in front, and because of the what's it, 4 seconds that 6 seconds that second place gets, and plus the 17 seconds. So you take that, and then with with Luke coming in 17 seconds, and then plus the time he had, so you minus that. So he ended up finishing 12 seconds in the rears, and he was distraught, man. I really felt for him, and I definitely, man, that was tough to see. And even when he came up for the podium and stuff, he just wasn't, you can see that he was like, he was a bit distraught. But the cool thing was when they did do the bottles and stuff, and spread the champagne and everything, he actually livened up a little bit, like, because it just like when they sprayed the champagne and everything, he just like got a little more lively, and you can see he, yeah, he was a little happy and stuff, like, the party was on. And then to not be favored to finish, even in the top 10 or so, to finish second, it was pretty good. So here's your winner, Jacob Umzel. He's from Slovenia. So they keep producing them. If you don't know, Tadej Pogacar is from Slovenia. Then you have Luke Tuckwell from Australia, uh, Pavel Novak from, um, I think it's Czechoslovakia. I'm not quite sure. And Jorgen on uh, Nordhagen, and he's from Norway. Filippo Tacconi from Italy. He's the first Italian. Lorenzo Mark Finn, also Italian, and he was one of he's a teammate of Luke, who's riding in support of Luke Tocqueville. And then you have Andrea Perseus in seventh place from Spain. Matteo Van Huffel. Matteo, I can't see the rest of the names. Sorry, my screen is cut off a little bit. If you could see, you could see, but there is your top 10. Okay, let's get that out of the screen. And that was that race. I hope that was good for you and you made it to the end. I know that was a bit long, but if you made it to end, I don't know if it's on this side or this side, but check that video. The video. This is the Tour de Suisse. That was a barn burner as well, and we're gonna get into that. So anyway, in the Sleepy Say with Your Legs Media, I hope you hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next video. Actually, this video, it's the one of them is here. It's there. Check out the video. Check out the video, the Tour de Suisse.